Alright, so with 1 to 3 weeks before the raid actually launches, I thought it would be a good time to show like one of the builds that I want to have with me into the raid. And one of those builds are actually a rifle build, which I haven't done yet in this patch. And before we go more into the build, this build will work next patch as far as it looks right now. Unstoppable Force is getting a little nerf, but it will still be good. And you can still run on the ropes because they didn't touch it at all. And yeah, I mean, a lot of my builds do 577, and that's the simple reason because I make my builds for myself. And I like to play what I think it's the best build for the certain weapon type and my playstyle. That's what my vid is about. The builds are for me, and I just show them off so you can see what I'm running. And I do use generic mods because that's a thing in the game, which is working as intended. They are a bit too strong, and it's a little bit frustrating how you get them though, but it is a thing in the game, so I'm using it. It's not an exploit, it's not cheese, everybody can do it, and yeah, I'm gonna use it, of course. Same with the Nemesis Sniper, right? I'm using that as one of my guns because the holster talent is really good, and it's working somewhat as intended because it only works with sights that have a scope, right? So I'm using that too. So before we look more into the build though, I guess we could just check the specialization. I'm playing sharpshooter as usual, and I mean with rifle you definitely want to go sharpshooter because this time around we're actually getting weapon damage from the tree. So 15% rifle damage, and we get reload speed, which is amazing for PvE. We get headshot damage, which is really good for rifles as well, because I feel like playing rifle you definitely want to aim for headshots, even though I feel like that's the way with most guns, but I mean rifle a little bit more worth in my opinion. 30% increased stability and accuracy and all that, which is great for rifles. Like rifles benefit a lot from stability and accuracy, so really good here. So pretty straightforward with that. So the build I will show you now, it's a work in progress kinda. Like I want to swap some stuff out, and there is improvements to do. But as most of my build videos, if you just look at the screen right now, like yeah, this is not the final build that I want to have. There are changes to it, and there's multiple ways you can set it up, which I will go through the video, right? Why I'm saying this is because I always get comments that you should go more armor, you should have gone more damage to elite, blah blah blah. Yeah, there's different versions of the build which I usually mention in the video, right? But with that out of the way, let's just go through it. So 587, which it's gonna be 577, because I do want to use a Yawl mask instead of this Gila Guard mask, because Yawl gives me actually weapon handling 10%, which is accuracy, stability, reload speed, and weapon swap, which is better than 3-piece Gila Guard, unless I'm using poles. So anyway, Gila Guard with health, you want to have the health roll as low as possible and as high red attribute as possible, right? But I guess for next patch with the new recal, if that stays, you actually want to have one super high stats so you can roll the other one super high as well. But we're not there yet though, so yeah, but I guess you can keep that in mind. So damage to elite, talent here with damage to elite, so a lot of damage to elite here. Did I say damage to elite? Protocol mod here as well. Just using a lot of Gila Guards as usual to get the attributes high so we can get on the ropes and Unstoppable Force. As a chest, I'm actually using an Alps chest, because the Overlord chest that I have, I don't have one on me right now, have really low weapon damage and headshot damage. And this raid build, or this rifle build, I just want to do as much damage as possible in the raid. So instead of going 2-piece Overlord, which you can't do though with this, I'm going Alps. And also, yeah, my Alps is pretty damn good, like headshot damage 11.5 and 11.5 weapon damage, which is way better than my current Overlord chest with Unstoppable Force, which is getting nerfed a bit, but it will still be strong. If you don't want to run it or can't run it, just use damage to elite. So yeah, I do have generic mods here, 4% generic mod there, which I think I got from Dark Zone 30, so that you can even get it if you don't have a 19, right? Then 5% rifle damage generic mod as well, and a defensive protocol mod. But if you do want to get more armor, you could use the Overlord chest piece here, right? Which I guess I could just get from the stash quick, just to show you. But yeah, you can run this chest instead. I think that's what I was doing before. 2 reds, This one have a skill power one. I would like this to be lower. That's kind of why I'm not using it. Like super low skill power, and these two are way higher, or a bit higher. But yeah. And 2 defensive protocol mod slots. So this one only have 1 system mod. So that's one of the reasons as well why I went with the Alp chest. But I could use this one. I get the 7.5 armor. And we still keep the same attribute because this one have 1 less mod slot, but it does have 1 more attribute. So it's the same amount of attributes, right? So if you want to do that, you could do that. And yeah, for some builds and playstyles, that's going to be better. But for me personally, I want to go with the Alp chest. We got a DH holster here with weapon damage and skill power. Depending on content, I either want to have weapon damage or precise. I would probably go when it comes to rifle. Or you can just go damage to elite. I mean, personally, I would like damage to elite, but I haven't actually found another holster with skill power. So I'm using this one right now. But depending on content, you either want to go weapon damage and precise. If there's a lot of elites, you definitely want to use damage to elite. I swapped that around a little bit. Then this one have a system mod slot. That's one of the reasons as well why DH holster is so good. And another 6% rifle mod. And yeah, you're saying like this build works without the system mod or the generic mods, right? But obviously it's better with them. And that's one of the reasons why 577 for me, it's just, yeah, it's just the best. Clicking on it. So the big horn pack, I've been farming this for I don't know how long, 2 weeks, and I can never get a better one, even though this one is, it's not even good. Like I get them to drop, but I mean, just look at them, right? 2 reds I can't use. 2 reds I can't use. I mean, all of them, they just don't work. 2 blues, but only 3.5 weapon damage, and I would have to roll this to damage to elite. But yeah, I mean, hopefully I get a better one, because 2.5 rolled weapon damage, that's really bad. And it does have hardened as well, which I would like to have damage to elite. I mean, with unstoppable force, this is still okay, but I would definitely prefer damage to elite. And also hellfire, I would like to have as bonus armor. And cooldown reduction, I would like to have skill power. So everything on this is kind of wrong. But yeah, using Gilligard for all the attributes and mod slots are really good. So, and yeah, the mods, generic system again with rifle damage. A utility protocol mod slot with skill power. We might have to recheck something soon. But anyway, the gloves, which is something that I could have done better for this patch, but I'm kind of preparing this for next patch. So yeah, I mean, so I rolled, this was 3% rifle damage, I think, yeah. But I rolled it actually to 4% rifle damage, and you might wondering, why the fuck did you do that? And if the recalibration thing will stay as it is on the PTS, that means that even though this one is capped at 4%, next patch I can roll this to 12%, because there's gonna be no caps in the next patch. So instead of putting damage to elite here, I'm keeping it weapon damage, because weapon damage kind of works for everything, even PvP, right? And I just roll this to 12% next patch. But personally, I would like damage to elite here. Like this build is, yeah, it's work in progress. And I mean, hopefully I get better pieces, but I mean, it's still doing really good. But you want to have a utility and yeah, rifle damage here. Then Gilligard knee pads, which are really, really good. So something that I noticed that I missed here, it's actually a protocol generic mod with headshot damage. So I want to put that one in right now. There we go. Can get those at level 19, which is pretty dumb, but yeah, that's how it works. So Gilligard knee pad with 9,000 bonus armor, like basically just bonus armor. Just get bonus armor on it and you're fine. I'm choosing to use Entrench, but you can go damage to elite here. But I feel like having Entrench, it's just really, really good. You sit in cover and spam either MK, or personally, I think next patch, if I want to go more survivability, I'm going to use MDR. But we go to the weapon soon, which I should have started with. But we go to the weapon soon, right? Another generic mod with rifle damage, look at that. And yeah, health here as well with incoming extra healing. But Entrench, it's getting buffed next patch, so it's gonna be 10% instead of 5, which is huge. So that's why I definitely want to use that. And this patch and this build is it's pretty good right now, but next patch it's gonna be better. So yeah, entrench 10% next patch. And I guess we didn't talk about the weapons, so we could go through that right now. I'm gonna use a MK, I think, for the most damage. But even a MDR is really close these days, because MDR have higher headshot damage than MK as a base. I think it have 20% more headshot damage. So if you hit a lot of headshots, like the MDR is still pretty good. And it have higher rate of fire, so if you want to get a lot of usage of entrench, MDR is better. But you see, this is only 452 actually. So I need one that's 500. Didn't actually notice this, but yeah. But on talents, Optimist, definitely. And Optimized, it's really good as well for more stability, more accuracy, and reload speed. And yeah, it's just really good. But Optimized, or if you do MDR, you could go rate of fire, but I would prefer Optimized. But this is kind of personal preference. If you feel like the stability and accuracy is good enough, and you can use the rate of fire and spam it with great success, then yeah, just keep it. When it comes to modding, damage to elite on the scope, we're using the 5% one, even though maybe you have the 8% one, but this one doesn't work with Nemesis. So if you're not using Nemesis, use this one. Vertical grip with accuracy muscle as well, and extended mag for 10 rounds is what I'm using. And something else that's getting buffed in next patch, let's just hope I have it here. Well, I'm gonna look and see if I can find it. So I guess clip to when I find it, hopefully. So I didn't really find it in my stash. I would have to swap characters, so I'm just going to the spreadsheet right here. So the talent is called Preservation, and killing a target repairs your armor by 5% of your maximum armor over 3 seconds. If the kill was from a headshot, the repair is increased by additional 1%. That's not really how it works. So you get 5% armor over 3 seconds in the current patch, and if it's a headshot, you get 10%, but it's instantly. Like instant, right? But this is getting buffed in next patch, as long as they don't change it, which means it's getting doubled. So 10% from killing a target over 3 seconds, right? And 20% from a headshot kill. So this is really good if you're playing solo, but even in a group, I think it could be really, really good, depending on the content. So that's a talent that I would like to use, especially if I'm soloing. Like this with entrench, it's gonna be amazing. So yeah, that's the talent I was talking about. So yeah, when it comes to skills, like we're still using on the ropes, because that's what I like to use. You can do like similar builds, but in my opinion, they are not as good as the builds I can do with on the ropes. So that's why I'm doing them, because yeah, I want to have good builds. So you can either use EMP or Hive. EMP is just kind of easier to get done. You just press once and you don't have to like pop the booster Hive and then drag it down. But I mean, both works depending on what you want to do. And then Chem Launcher, which I kind of feel like is a must-have. Using ammo on it as well, with the skill power giving me 7 ammo. As soon as you put one Chem Launcher down and one is like recharging, then you get on the ropes, right? So perfect. I guess something I forgot to mention here when it comes to skill, you could use a Crusader shield here. And yeah, right now, obviously this doesn't synergize nice with on the ropes, but I thought I would mention this, so hopefully they fix this shit. So let's see my damage right now. 137k, right? But yeah, look at this. This is pretty old trick though. But I thought it was worth to mention in this build since it works. We're gonna reload. So 137, you can see there. And bam. 164. When you use a sight that uses first person mode, as soon as you ADS, it will go in like this, right? But if you use the shield, you can't. When you use the ADS normally, and you still get the bonus, which is really, really dumb. So I thought it was worth to mention that, but it doesn't synergize with on the ropes. But yeah, you can do that. And if we look at the stats here, swap to the MDR. I guess shouldn't use a 452 MDR while showing. We should use this MK, right? Which is more popular. So almost 61k weapon damage. I'm not sure how good my MK is. I think it's on the higher note for sure. 101 headshot damage. And like remember, a few of my rolls are not that good though. Like this could be better, and it will be better, right? Like I'm lacking a lot of damage to elite and certain stuff, right? But people still want to see this, so even though it's not a done build or work in progress build, I still show it though, right? 101 headshot damage, 15 weapon handling, which will be increased by 10% when I get the Yall mask, which is a nice bonus, especially with already further accuracy and stability. 24% all weapon damage bonus, which is okay, but my backpack could increase that by probably 5%. Like I'd probably be close to 30 if I get a really good backpack compared to the shitty one I have right now. And 54% rifle damage bonus, which is really high. And yeah, 58 damage to elite, which is actually really bad. But yeah, that's, if you watched through the video, you know why that's low. And yeah, I mean, that's basically it, right? As I said, I would like to have damage to elite on the gloves, damage to elite on the backpack. I mean, harden works. And yeah, damage to elite here I could swap to. That I will swap to that soon. Gloves, I hope I get new ones, but it's not that easy to get. And yeah, we're losing 15 damage to elite here because we're using entrench, but you could use damage to elite in a group scenario, right? That's probably what I will do for the raid. But anyway, I think that's all for this build. I will show my rifle PvP build soon as well, which I have on paper, so I guess I'll make that soon. Sniper PvP build is on the way as well. I'm playing with it right now, but the thing is I do miss some pieces, but I know how to set it up better. So I'll most likely do a video to cover that, because I will have a video tomorrow, I think, with some solo dark zone PvP, and I'm using that sniper build, right? So yeah, that video will be up soon, because I know as soon as I upload that video, people want to know what I run. So yeah, that video will come soon. That's all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed my PvE rifle build that most likely I will use in the raid. And if you are interested in more guides, builds, or Division 2 videos in general, make sure to hit that subscribe button. See you in the next one. Oh Jesus, I didn't want to do that. This build will be so much stronger next patch though, because entrench is gonna heal the double, and you can use like reformation as well. So for every kill you would get is it 20 armor per kill then? Like for PvP it could be fun. It's just so easy to miss. I guess not that forgiving to play. It's a bit out on the ropes, by the way. Dun dun. Dude, how did I get that fucking shit back? I feel like I should use EMP. Fuck the boob stripe. It takes so long. I feel like the cooldown reduction is insane right now, which is annoying for me. What? How did I hit that weak point? Fucking hide and seek. Thing is, with rifle I kind of want to sit in cover because I get armor back, but it makes it like slower. I feel like AR is fucking rush.